recording is started. I think it should tell you guys too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so this is our BLA for topic 6 by Parker Henry, Trent Johnson, and Jake Mitchell. So to get into it for topic 12, power and politics, first question is, what is the difference between power and force? And power is the ability to get things done, and force is simply using someone else to accomplish the same ends. The second question, describe the types of position power and provide examples for each. So types of positional power are legitimate, coercive, and reward power. Example for legitimate is the executive leadership team of an organization and its CEO can influence their employees simply by pulling rank. Coercive example is includes threats of write-ups, pay cuts, layoffs, and termination if the employee doesn't follow orders. Reward power, an example for that is a supervisor who provides employees comp time when they meet an objective she sets for a project. The next question is describe the types of personal power and provide examples for each. Types of personal power are referent and expert. Referent example is like nationalism, patriotism, celebrities, mass leaders, and widely respected people. And expert power is an example for that could be like the marketing director at your company may have risen to their position because of their knowledge in the field of marketing. And for the fourth question is, what is organizational politics and why is it essential to develop your personal savvy or political savvy? Organizational politics are a self-serving behaviors that employees can use to increase the probability of obtaining positive outcomes in organizations. This can be influenced by individuals who may serve interests without regard in their effect of the organization itself. And for the political savvy, how is it essential? You can use it to maximize your leverage and relationships in order to achieve organizational team and an individual goals.
All right, the last question on this section is, as an employee of an organization, why is it essential to build power bases? So an organization needs to have power bases so that people feel motivated to do their work without any consequences or a person in charge. There'll be no reason to come to work or even do your work. So then once there are consequences to not doing what you're paid to do, people will respond with positive results. The power bases in place must demand the respect of the people working below them, but in a way that the people below them are productive. And then on the next section, our first question is, what can we learn from trait and behavioral approaches? Trait and behavioral approaches are defining what makes a leader. Are they born with character traits or are they developed in life? Things we can learn from both approaches is what you can look for in a person to see if they're ready to lead. And then another thing that you can learn is how to cultivate a leader and kind of train people to lead. The second question that we have is, what do situational contingency approaches tell us about leadership? Situational contingency approaches tell us that each person and scenario requires a different kind of leadership or leadership style. For example, if I have a person who is very shy, I'll have to manage or lead that person differently than somebody who's a people person and very outgoing and loud. This requires managers and leaders to learn effective ways to lead different personalities and different kinds of people.
Alrighty, the next question after that, am I muted right now? No, I'm good. Next question after that is contrast transformational leadership and transactional leadership. Transformational leadership is when the manager or a leader works directly with a team to help identify issues or changes that, or make changes that might be needed. So this is more of a direct hands-on approach where you might see the leader working with the group. This is contrasted with transactional leadership, which is your more traditional supervisor, going to be more organized and going to try and more put people where they need to be instead of directly working with them. The next question is, why are some scholar turning to complexity views? So complexity views, many people are moving over to more complex views on management because of its many advantages over more traditional methods. So basically, in previous ways, more traditional methods just kind of were taken to be effective, but now that we're capable of gathering a lot more data and learning more about different types of personalities and how people work, especially in groups, we're capable of applying those new methods that are being learned to create new management styles that are more catered towards a specific group of people. So that's why people are moving to more complex views instead of more traditional views. And then the last question is, what do we know about leadership ethics? Over time, more information has come out about leadership ethics, and it's become extremely important for organizations to emphasize the importance of leadership ethics because if you're not emphasizing that everyone is working in an ethical way, you're going to create lots of problems and lots of conflicts, especially within an organization. This can create lots of legal problems, especially if they get out of hand, and can create lots and lots of inner turmoil with like groups of people, especially if one person is not acting in an ethical way. Alrighty, I believe that is the last question, and that is the last slide. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording.